Hi guys, welcome to the Market Intel Report. My name is Troy and I am your host here for the evening. I'm speaking with Tom Furukawa, the CEO of Logiq. Hi Tom, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to hear. So I just wanted to kind of dive in and learn a little bit about you and how you got into this business, how Logiq kind of came to be with you leading it.
Yeah, it's a it's a long and windy path, as they say. There's never a direct line to be a CEO of a tech company. But I started out as a software engineer. I'm a computer science major. Luckily, I did my very first IPO at the age of 21. Just happened to join this startup, and we ended up doing an IPO back in 2000. And then we got acquired, and I ended up at IBM. I was there for a few years. And then really Yahoo is where I really start to understand digital media, and then really got into ad tech and start to fall in love with it. And what's interesting about working in a publisher in a technology company is we're providing content for free, right? Paid by advertising. That's one thing I think being in ad tech, sometimes people forget that the content that you consume for free, it's sponsored by advertisers, and we're enabling that. So part of it's like, okay, I want to provide benefits to our advertisers and allow them to find consumers to come, purchase their product or service. But also in doing so, we're keeping the internet free, which is always a good thing. And Logiq really was a combination of a bunch of us getting together and saying, hey, you know what? Let's figure out a way to be able to create a really amazing advertising technology company to service small to medium-sized businesses. And that's really the vision of the company, because the economics in e-commerce today is really unfair. And that's a big passion of us. And we believe that someday, if you have a good brand and a good product, then you'll be able to find your consumers. But today, because of the hyper haves and have-nots and the hyper volatility of the marketplace, and also how you have to outspend your competitors, right, to be able to get to the right consumers, and we aim to change that.
Okay, awesome. Explain to me why, if you guys, when did you guys launch?
So the product I'm talking about is Logiq Digital Marketing.
Yeah.
So we launched that in April.
In April of this year.
Logiq has been around for a few years now, and we have businesses, global businesses. But the key area that we just launched is really going to be a good growth driver for the company is Logiq Digital Marketing, and also our Logiq Consumer Marketplace. Okay. Both of those businesses fall into Data Logiq. That's our kind of reporting business unit, but within there we have two separate businesses. Now, what's interesting is I'll distinguish between the two, because one of the things that a big part what we do is we dog food our own products, right? So we have this platform that we enable agencies to use. We also have our in-house agency that help our clients get leads for their products and services. So we use our own platform to run our own digital marketing, and that division is extremely profitable. So we know our platform works, and we know we can acquire customers and sell leads and make a profit ourselves. And in turn, we can teach other agencies to do the same.
Got it. Okay, so launched in April, this technology we're talking about, and now we're sitting in August. Why would now be a good time, to invest in Logiq?
Yeah, so there's, one of the things that it's important as you start to look at companies to evaluate is a little bit of the high level numbers, right? Does a company have quarter to quarter, year over year revenue growth? Are they making money? Right. The other is margins, right? For every dollar they earn, how much do they get to keep? Of course, the bigger the margin, the better. And you obviously don't want to invest in companies that year over year they're making less, and our margins are getting worse. Of course. And so we are exactly that, is opposite of that. And so quarter over quarter, our revenues are growing. Year over year, our revenues and our margins are improving. So we're really starting to grow the business. And also, we're relatively new from that perspective. Now, we started as a company on the OTC. Now, OTC is pretty volatile. It's a great place to invest if you actually have a little bit of background on that company. Right. But also, what we wanted to do is get to a tier one exchange. So we did an IPO on the NEO exchange in Canada. So that's a tier one international exchange. And so we start to see, people buying. And by the way, this is retail. These are all people like your audience, buying the stocks for $1,000 or less, and actually doing really well in that marketplace with us. Now, one of the things you'll also see is company like us, like Lightspeed, like MedMin, who've taken this path of OTC to a tier one exchange in Canada. The next step is an uplist to either NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. And, that's a path that many companies like us take, and we're no different. So if you think about all those pieces, a growing company in e-commerce, $4.2 trillion, and a path to uplist, it's really a great time.
Okay, so if I'm a young guy, in the COVID world, hard to make money, I'm hear all my friends talking about the stock market. I don't understand too much about it. I save up $1,000. I want to get into it. Why should I give you that $1,000? Why should I invest it with Logiq?
Yeah, I would say the company itself and our fundamentals are really, really good. We're a real company with real products in an amazing and growing marketplace, and we're global. In like Southeast Asia itself, that's such an amazing place to be, and it's very hard to get in there. There's only a handful of U.S. companies that's in that market, and their valuation is really, really good. And one of the things that also you want to start looking at is what's the multiples in which companies are trading at. Right. So if you kind of take it down, so we have growing profits, we have growing revenue, right? We have a great software as a service platform. You want to invest in companies that make money when people are sleeping, right? That's what SaaS applications allow you to do. Right. But also you want to see, am I investing in a company that's like at the top, or are they actually going to do this? Right. So if you start looking at multiples and you do comparisons, right? So Logiq versus the Trade Desk, which is one of the most successful ad tech companies, right? They're trading at 25x. They have a lot more revenue than we do, and they deserve that multiple. We're at 2x. You look at comps exactly like us with even less revenue. They're trading at about 10 to 12x. And again, we're at 2. Right. And so as we start to get, I guess, more known, because being an OTC, a lot of people don't know who you are. Right. But with the NEO, people start to see. And when we uplist, if we uplist, I should say, then the world will know who we are.
There's no reason not to expect a 10 or 15% uptick. There's no reason it can't do that, basically.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So the sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit. And again, being in e-commerce and having a SaaS platform that customers are loving, that's a great place to be.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Tom. It was a pleasure having you, and nice to meet you. And I hope everything, I hope we hit 10x.
Well, thank you very much, Troy. And I want to say thank you to your audience for the time today. And I hope you invest in Logiq, and I hope you continue to watch our success.